Hello, dear viewers, and welcome back to the channel where we meticulously unravel the latest and often most dramatic developments surrounding the British royal family. Today, we delve into a high-stakes real estate saga that has captivated royal watchers across the globe. A story involving the Duchess of York, Sarah Ferguson, and her seemingly insurmountable quest for a royal property swap. The whispers from within the gilded gates of Windsor Great Park suggest that Fergie, as she is widely known, is attempting to trade the vast, sprawling estate of Royal Lodge for the considerably more modest yet strategically significant Adelaide Cottage. But this ambition, steeped in hope and perhaps a touch of desperation, appears to be colliding head-on with the stern reality of the new monarch's reign. Indeed, prominent royal commentators are already calling foul, suggesting that the Duchess's property dreams are far more fantasy than feasible. Before we fully immerse ourselves in the intricate details of who gets to live where and why this move is causing such widespread consternation, please take a moment to show your support. Do remember to like this video, subscribe to our channel for continuous in-depth royal analysis, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update on this ongoing drama. The long shadow over Royal Lodge. For years, the Royal Lodge in Windsor has served as the somewhat unconventional home base for Prince Andrew, the Duke of York, and his ex-wife Sarah Ferguson. Despite divorcing back in 1996, the couple has maintained a remarkable and continuous cohabitation, a dynamic they famously once boasted made them the happiest divorced couple in the world. Their joint tenure at the lodge has spanned a significant period, formally solidifying their residence there around 2008. However, the tranquility of this palatial residence has been increasingly disrupted by a growing storm of public scrutiny. The ongoing association and lingering questions surrounding Prince Andrew's deeply troubling connection to the late convicted pedophile Jeffrey Epstein have cast an exceptionally long and unforgiving shadow over their tenure at the Royal Lodge. This association, which has resulted in the Duke of York being stripped of his military affiliations and his status as a working royal, has placed both him and by extension Sarah Ferguson under immense public and internal royal pressure. The Royal Lodge itself is not just any house. It is a sprawling 30-room mansion set within the picturesque confines of Windsor Great Park. It is a property steeped in royal history, formerly serving as the Queen Mother's residence until her passing in 2002. Prince Andrew took up the leasehold on the property in 2003, signing a 50-year agreement that included a substantial payment for necessary restorations and maintenance. But the sheer size and historical weight of the lodge are now factors working against the couple. King Charles Roman III, in his drive to streamline the monarchy and reduce the financial burden of maintaining vast underutilized estates, has reportedly been keen for his brother and the Duchess to vacate the premises for some considerable time. The financial implications of maintaining such a massive property, particularly for non-working royals, are significant, and their exit, according to reports, now seems increasingly inevitable. It is against this fraught backdrop of financial complexity and public disgrace that Sarah Ferguson's reported property aspirations have emerged. The Duchess, perhaps seeking a lifeline or a soft landing, is said to be eyeing Adelaide Cottage. The impossible swap Adelaide Cottage presents a stark contrast to the grandeur of the Royal Lodge, located also on the Windsor estate. It is a much smaller, far more discreet 4-bedroom residence. Crucially, Adelaide Cottage is currently occupied by the Prince and Princess of Wales, William and Catherine, and their 3 young children. The notion that the Duke and Duchess of York could somehow orchestrate a swap, trading their enormous 30-room residence for the modest home of the future king and queen, strikes many seasoned observers as utterly fantastical. Yet, the reports of Fergie's desire for a crown estate consolation prize persist, leading to a fiery reaction from those who monitor the delicate balance of royal finances and public opinion. Leading the charge of critical voices is the highly respected royal commentator Richard Fitzwilliams. Mr. Fitzwilliams did not choose his words lightly when discussing the situation with the media. He painted a picture of a couple seemingly disconnected from the harsh realities of their current standing within the institution, addressing the rumor that they might secure two separate, smaller homes, one for Andrew and one for Fergie, perhaps including Adelaide Cottage or another crown property. Fitzwilliams delivered a searing assessment. He told the Mail that if the Duke and Duchess genuinely believed that securing two separate residences, a proposition the king would almost certainly veto, is a viable solution to their current predicament, then they are, and in his precise words, still living in a rather weird fantasy world. This is not merely a critique of their financial planning. It is a profound indictment of their apparent inability to grasp the gravity of their situation and the current political landscape within the monarchy. Fitzwilliams expressed particular astonishment regarding Sarah Ferguson's continued presence in the public eye, given the continuous controversies surrounding her ex-husband. "I'm surprised that Sarah Ferguson has managed these comebacks," he remarked before delivering a powerful and definitive statement on her current status. "There's no comeback now. She's in disgrace." This assertion highlights the immense hurdle the Duchess faces. While she has attempted to rehabilitate her public image through charitable work, book deals, and media appearances over the past decades, the persistent association with Prince Andrew and the shadow of the Epstein scandal appears to have definitively closed the door on any notion of regaining official royal favor or securing preferential treatment from the Crown Estate. The Crown Estate and public indignation. The core of the controversy rests on the ownership and funding of these properties. The Royal Lodge and Adelaide Cottage are both part of the Crown Estate, meaning they are ultimately held by the monarch in right of the Crown, and their maintenance and occupation are subject to royal and public approval. The suggestion that Sarah Ferguson, who has not held the status of a working royal since her divorce in 1996, should be granted a separate Crown Estate home, is what Fitzwilliams viewed as being completely out of touch with reality. He slammed the very notion of Fergie snagging any independent property managed by the Crown, stating emphatically that there is no reason at all that she should have her own Crown Estate home. He went on to issue a stark warning. Any successful attempt to secure such a property would inevitably spark massive public outrage and indignation. The commentator framed the situation as fundamentally unfair, especially considering the circumstances of Prince Andrew's forced reduction in status. Andrew had to give up the lodge, and why would we suddenly give them two homes? He quipped, perfectly encapsulating the mood of public skepticism. The argument is simple yet powerful. The Duchess has no formal role, and the Duke has been effectively sidelined due to his past actions, to offer them continued subsidized housing courtesy of Crown Estate, which is ultimately supported by the taxpayer, would be political suicide for the new king and his vision of a slimmed-down accountable monarchy. Fitzwilliams drew a direct parallel between the Duke and Duchess's lack of realism, noting that the idea of the Duchess receiving anything from the Crown Estate is completely out of touch with reality, just as Andrew has been. Pressure on the couple, forced to confront the imminent loss of their longtime residence while simultaneously navigating intense public opprobrium must be truly immense. Fitzwilliams acknowledged this psychological strain, observing, "They hardly know what they are doing or thinking. It's extraordinary." He reiterated the crucial financial point, concluding that any form of taxpayer involvement would be extremely controversial, a situation King Charles Roman III is determined to avoid. The clock is ticking on their residency at the Royal Lodge. King Charles's desire for his brother and the Duchess to leave has been apparent for a significant period, driven by both financial prudence and the need to distance the crown from the ongoing controversy. The prevailing sentiment is that their exit is now not just desired, but truly imminent, a fractured neighborhood. Wales's stance beyond the financial and political implications. There is a profoundly personal aspect to this property drama, centered around the delicate dynamics of the royal family's residential proximity. The Windsor estate is intended to be a sanctuary, a private space where senior working royals can raise their families away from the incessant glare of the media. The move of Prince William and Princess Catherine to Adelaide Cottage was precisely about achieving this equilibrium. Living in a smaller, manageable home close to the children's school and critically close to the center of royal power at Windsor Castle, but maintaining necessary privacy. The prospect of Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson as immediate neighbors is reportedly causing significant anxiety for Wales. Fitzwilliams was very specific on this point, highlighting the irony of the couple's famous self-description. This was the couple who boasted they were the happiest divorced couple in the world. Now, in a twist of fate seemingly driven by external pressures, it appears even this famous cohabitation is reaching its breaking point, suggesting they too desire to separate their living arrangements. But the key factor, according to the commentator, is the strong opposition from the future monarch and his consort. Now, it seems even they want to separate, and the Wales certainly won't want them as neighbors, Fitzwilliams stated bluntly. He stressed that Prince William, acutely aware of the need to protect the future of the monarchy and his family's image, will not tolerate unnecessary complications or proximity to scandal. If there's one thing William and Kate won't tolerate, it's Andrew and Fergie next door. The concern is understandable. Having the Duke and Duchess of York a magnet for media attention and controversy, living in the immediate vicinity of Adelaide Cottage would erode the privacy William and Catherine sought. It would create constant security headaches and provide endless fodder for reporters seeking to capitalize on the juxtaposition of the monarchy's bright future, the Wales, and its troubled past. York's, therefore, any move by Fergie to secure a nearby property, particularly the one currently housing the future king, is not just a real estate negotiation. It is a direct confrontation with the priorities and protective instincts of Prince William, the end of the happiest divorce. The ultimate consequence of this intense pressure and the looming requirement to leave Royal Lodge seems to be the dissolution of their unique living arrangement. For decades, their cohabitation has been a defining, if eccentric, feature of the royal landscape. A close friend of the Duchess, speaking to the Sun newspaper, confirmed the severity of the situation and the likely outcome. The friend expressed astonishment at the development. It's incredible that they are willing to go their own separate ways. This willingness to finally separate after decades of shared living spaces is viewed as a direct response to the extraordinary demands placed upon them throughout the year. The source indicated that the constant relentless scrutiny and the financial uncertainties associated with the Royal Lodge eviction have taken a profound toll, but it indicates they've been under immense pressure this year and need a break from one another. The friend concluded, The separation, therefore, is not necessarily indicative of a breakdown in their personal relationship, but rather a necessary strategic retreat from a shared, highly scrutinized lifestyle. In their eyes, it represents an opportunity for healing and rebuilding. It's a fresh start for both. If the Duchess of York is indeed forced to seek a new independent residence, it will mark the true end of her semi-official status within the confines of the royal estate. It will cement her position as an entirely independent figure, reliant solely on her own commercial ventures, and definitively sever her tenuous residential link to the heart of the monarchy. Conclusion and reflection. The saga surrounding Sarah Ferguson's real estate ambitions serves as a powerful reminder of the profound changes sweeping through the monarchy under King Charles Roman III. The era of comfortable accommodation for non-working royals, particularly those embroiled in scandal, appears to be decisively over. What began as a hopeful bid for a convenient property swap, Royal Lodge for Adelaide Cottage, has been exposed as a weird fantasy world by critics like Richard Fitzwilliams. The facts remain clear. The Duke and Duchess of York are facing an imminent departure from Royal Lodge. There is zero appetite, particularly from the King and the Prince of Wales, to grant them subsidized separate Crown estate homes, and the financial and public relations risks of allowing them to reside near the Wales family are simply too high. The pressure has achieved what decades of divorce could not: the separation of the happiest divorced couple in the world. While this marks a significant, perhaps painful turning point for Sarah Ferguson and Prince Andrew, it also signals a renewed commitment from the Crown to financial accountability and maintaining the dignity of the institution's core members. We are watching a monarchy in transition, prioritizing the future line of succession and fiscal responsibility above past loyalties. This event certainly gives us much to reflect upon regarding who truly belongs at the heart of the royal residences and who must now seek their own path outside the gates of Windsor. We want to hear from you, our insightful viewers. What are your thoughts on this contentious property dispute? Do you believe Sarah Ferguson deserves a Crown estate home? Or do you agree with the commentators that her association with the ongoing scandal precludes any such favor? Share your opinions in the comments section below. We read every single one. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and join us for our next detailed celebrity update, where we continue to track the unfolding drama of the British royal family. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next